MrBeast is coming for the US healthcare system's neck, demanding it needs to be fixed following the creation of one of his recent YouTube videos. And tons of people are talking about this all over Twitter, Reddit. It's even caused a political war over on there, and MrBeast isn't backing down as he's continuing making a ton of valid points about the healthcare system all over Twitter. So let's not waste any time and get right on into it. Yesterday, MrBeast uploaded a video titled, "I helped 2,000 people walk again." In this video, he helped 2,000 amputees regain the ability to walk. Towards the end of the video though, he shared his thoughts on the shortcomings of the American healthcare system, saying how it doesn't sit right with him that some of these patients had insurance but were denied care, while others had coverage that wasn't sufficient.
Guys, I wanted to end this video a little differently than normal, and I wanted to say that the fact that some of these people had insurance and were denied, some of these people had insurance but didn't have the right coverage, it just doesn't sit right with me. Their only hope right now of getting a prosthetic leg so they can walk again, so they can go get a job, is for a YouTuber to step in and help them, which is absurd. I don't know what the answer is, but I wanted to say this so the 100 million people watching this can get inspired, because what I saw when filming this video is just obviously not okay. So anyways, thanks for watching.
The point of his video was to shed light on the struggles faced by amputees, providing artificial limbs to those unable to walk, and exposing the extremely high costs of obtaining prosthetics. Doctors from Martin Bionics, the company he collaborated with to supply the prosthetics, explained that the cost of an artificial leg can range from $5,000 to $50,000, you guys. And with over 2,000 new limbs provided in his video, the production was far from inexpensive, you guys. This would mean that at a minimum of $5,000 per prosthetic, Jimmy would have had to spend at least $1 million providing prosthetics for these amputees. Now granted, $1 million is more than likely nothing to MrBeast, and I know there's a whole sentiment where there are a ton of people online who downplay these types of philanthropic videos MrBeast does, saying how they believe it's all just a show for the cameras and that they might not have the most genuine intentions, and how at the end of the day he only ends up making more money off of these videos, profiting off of it given the amount of views he gets on them. But to that I say it's honestly better than not doing anything or helping anyone out at all, and we hardly see any other YouTubers close to the amount of subscribers he has doing the same thing, at least not on camera. And I feel like another upside to this is that he could be influencing millions of people to go out and do these sort of charitable acts. Say what you want about MrBeast, you can't argue he has been pretty damn consistent in his support for philanthropic efforts, and he ain't wrong about this. Surprising to see him take such a strong political stance. The political war only gets worse from here, but this person responded, "Cause he makes millions off of giving away thousands. I'd be all for it if I had those returns as well. He's taking the stance cause it continues to make him look like a good person while actually not being one. Net worth is 500 million to 1 billion. He's given away 50 million on the high and estimates. 90% profits on the money he raised. A charity with those numbers would get blasted." Now this didn't stop here. MrBeast also took to Twitter to further express his anger on this issue with the healthcare system and how it feels like it has to take a YouTuber to step into the world and fill the gap on matters like these instead of the healthcare system themselves, who, mind you, we as the taxpayers are funding. Keep in mind, the federal government spent nearly $1.5 trillion on healthcare in 2022. Of that, Medicare claimed $747 billion, Medicaid and the Children's Health Insurance Program claimed $609 billion, and Veterans Medical Care claimed $111 billion. We're not talking million, we're talking billion. MrBeast took to Twitter to say, "I just uploaded a video where we helped 2,000 amputees walk again. Many of them lived in America, and it's appalling that in a country with so much wealth, a YouTuber is their only hope for getting a prosthetic leg. This system needs to change." And in response to a media outlet sharing a clip of his statement about the healthcare system on Twitter, MrBeast further voiced his rage over the challenges he witnessed during the filming of his video. He said, "A lot of the people we helped walk again literally couldn't work because they could not walk. Even if you look at this from purely an economical lens and not a moral lens, helping them allows them to work and pay taxes. So I genuinely can't comprehend why we don't." And I gotta agree, along with thousands of other people. He made a pretty valid point here. We all know this isn't the first time MrBeast has used his platform to assist people with physical disabilities, medical conditions, or those in need, despite all the controversies he's going through. In fact, one of the things MrBeast is known for is his wide range of philanthropic videos, where he has helped people in many ways, like helping cure the blind, giving out money to many homeless people, along with those struggling financially. In this video, for example, he cured the blindness of over 1,000 people, partnered with medical professionals to fund and perform eye surgeries, specifically cataract surgeries, which restore the vision of people who had been suffering from blindness due to this condition. Back in 2023, he also addressed his concerns on this, tweeting, "I don't understand why curable blindness is a thing. Why don't governments step in and help? Even if you're thinking purely from a financial standpoint, it's hard to see how they don't return on investment on taxes from people being able to work again." Also, a video he did where he visited countries like El Salvador and Jamaica to build 100 houses for those in need. This video has over 75 million of views at the time of writing, and the top comment says, "MrBeast for president." Given that he has more subscribers than the entire population of the United States, it's no surprise that MrBeast wields a significant amount of influence. I'm sure you all remember that MrBeast previously mentioned he would be open to running for president, so who knows what the future holds, you guys. I mean, this world is crazy. You don't know what to expect next. On July 6th of last year, MrBeast shared that he might consider running for president if the age requirement were lowered. The current minimum age to run in the States is 35, meaning MrBeast is nearly a decade away from being eligible, as he is only 26. But mid-last year, he tweeted, "If we lower the age to run for president, I'll jump in the race." And he proceeded to reply to this user who asked, "Would you still make YouTube videos if you were president?" To which he replies, "I'd probably focus on running the largest economy on earth." That being said, it wouldn't be surprising if MrBeast continues to focus on philanthropy moving forward. It seems like he really is all for this. And again, we don't really see many other YouTubers with a relatively close amount of subscribers as him doing the same works, at least not in the YouTube space. Now, MrBeast dragging the healthcare system and raising awareness about this has definitely got the internet talking, as does anything surrounding MrBeast. What do we expect? But especially over on Reddit. On Reddit, thousands of people chimed in on this. This person said, "We may not like him, but he makes a good point. Heartbreaking. The worst person you know just made a great point. He did very shady stuff, but he has a point. It's ridiculous that an entertainer does more for healthcare than the actual government." But then there's other people that are just like, we shouldn't be putting him on this moral high ground. And y'all, this sure did start a political war all over the forums. This user goes, "Is it really the government when it's corporations that run the country? You can thank capitalism and the individualist mindset that is so prevalent in the US. It's the government who created and encourages this system, and it's the government which can change it." This person talks about that point I made earlier, kinda hypocritical though. He's only helping people to advertise for himself and can't stop patting himself on the back for it. As opposed to, who's out there buying medical care for amputees with no personal motive? Who cares about him benefiting when he is giving people no strings attached medical help? So much cynicism and hate out there that we can't even seem to just realize that he's a good man. He could be doing a lot of horrible things, and instead, he seems like a decent person. The hatred for this guy is just arranged. Save it for Exxon, credit card companies, etc. But others continue defending him. People would rather hate on a YouTuber than do something about the issues they talk about, especially when this is how he makes money. He's not CEO of a giant tech company that makes his money exploiting thousands of workers for tiny amounts of pay. No, he makes videos where he helps people and gives away money, then gets paid through advertisements and sponsorships, which then lets him continue to help people. Like, it's just good. I think at the end of the day, even though he is a billionaire or multi-millionaire, he seems to be doing much more than those at his level of wealth, at least in the YouTube space from what we're seeing. But anyways, y'all, I definitely want to know your take on all of this. What do you think about MrBeast speaking out against the US healthcare system, as well as other people's opinion on him? Let me know your thoughts. I love you guys so much. Hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see y'all in the next video.